Morning, friends. My name is Mohit Mangal. I am a career counselor and author of Career Guide 2020, which has been recommended by CBSE Delhi. In this video, I am going to talk to you about a very exciting career which a lot of children wish to get into, and that is the career of becoming a pilot. Yes. So without wasting much of the time, let me straight away take you through the entire process and procedure of how one can become a pilot. To get into becoming a pilot, there are two options. One, you can get into becoming a pilot through the Indian Air Force, and second option is through civil aviation. I will talk to you about both of them today. I will talk to you about the qualities required in the candidate who wish to pursue a career in the area of piloting, options for piloting available in India. I will talk to you about the eligibility criteria and selection process, options available for commercial piloting, options to get into the Indian Air Force, and I will talk to you about the details of exams and any other selection criteria or procedures if they are there. Starting with the quality check for becoming a pilot, one needs to be an academic and people-oriented candidate, needs to be very good with basic sciences, specifically physics and mathematics. One needs to be ready to handle crisis situation, disciplined, meticulous, with good leadership skills, and definitely you need to be physically fit. If you have all these, then you are the right candidate to get into piloting. There are two routes to get into becoming a pilot. One is civil aviation, second is the Indian Air Force. Starting with the eligibility criteria, irrespective whether you get into piloting through Indian Air Force or through civil aviation, you mandatorily have to pass grade 12 with physics, chemistry, and mathematics as compulsory subjects. If you are from any other stream, that means you are a commerce student or a humanities student, then even if you appear for mathematics and physics as additional subjects through National Institute of Open Schooling at 10+2 grade level, that also is valid. Still, you can apply to become a pilot. The process for civil aviation includes 3 steps. After you finish your grade 12, you have to join a flying training academy, which is approved by the Director General of Civil Aviation. First, get a student pilot license, followed by a private pilot license, and then finally catching with your commercial pilot license. I will share with you the list of all the approved training academies in India. The approved training academies in UP, Uttar Pradesh, there are total 31 such academies. In UP, you have Aviation Flying Club, Falcon Aviation Academy, Garg Aviation Limited, Indira Gandhi Rashtriya Udyayan Academy, Pioneer Flying Academy, Saraswati Aviation Academy. Then in Uttarakhand, you have one Amber Aviation Private Limited. Bihar, you have Bihar Flying Institute. Jharkhand, you have Alchemist Aviation Private Limited. Gujarat, you have 2, Ahmedabad Aviation and Aeronautics Limited and Gujarat Flying Club. Haryana, you have 1, Haryana Aviation Institute of Civil Aviation. Madhya Pradesh, you have 4, Madhya Pradesh Flying Club, Madhya Pradesh Flying Club in Bhopal and Indore. Then Kimes Aviation, Shaship Flying Academy. In Punjab, you have 1, Patiala Aviation Club. In Rajasthan, you have 1, Banasli Vidyapeeth Gliding Flying Club. In Telangana, you have 4, Asia Flying Pacific Flying Training, Flight Tech Aviation Academy, Telangana State Aviation Academy, Wings Aviation Private Limited. Then in Maharashtra, you have 5, Nagpur Flying Club, National Flying Training Institute, SKVM's Flying Academy of Aviation, the Bombay Flying Club, famous at Santa Cruz, the Academy of Career Aviation in Baramati. Then in Karnataka, you have 2, Orient Flying Aviation Academy, Government Flying Training School. Odisha, you have 1, Government Aviation Training Institute. In Kerala, you have Rajiv Gandhi Academy for Aviation Technology. These are total list of 31 approved flying academies by the Director General of Civil Aviation. Now we get on to the procedure. To become student pilot license holder, you need to have gone through minimum 20 hours of flying, and you should pass an oral exam, which is conducted by the representative of Director General of Civil Aviation. And the subjects would include air regulation, air navigation, aviation metrology, and aircraft and engines, both general and specific. Just for your information, to apply and get a student pilot license, even after 10th, it is possible. Rest, to move to the private pilot license, 12th with physics and mathematics is compulsory. Minimum you require 40 hours of flying for a student for a private pilot license, out of which 20 hours has to be a solo flying, followed by a written examination which is conducted by the Director General of Civil Aviation on the subjects of air regulation, air navigation, aviation meteorology, aircraft and engines, both general and specific. Now here, one thing important which you must know is you need to complete your PPL within first 60 hours of flying. Otherwise, you will not be allowed to proceed up to CPL, that is the commercial pilot license. Then we come to the commercial pilot license, for which you require minimum 200 hours of flying within a period of 5 years and pass in the written examination conducted by the DGCA, covering definitely air regulation, air navigation, aviation meteorology, aircraft and engines, and also you have to appear for fifth subject, which is the radio telephone, which include both oral and practical, conducted by the Wireless and Planning Coordination Wing of the Director General of Civil Aviation, New Delhi. Other parameters which are required is PPL and CPL license is awarded after producing a medical assessment certificate, which is issued by the Director General of Civil Aviation. Minimum age requirement for PPL is 17 years and CPL is 18 years. Applicant has to pass all the practical flying tests at various levels of PPL and CPL. Now, after you've completed civil aviation and have grabbed your commercial pilot license, what opportunities do you have? One, you can apply to the Coast Guard. You can apply to the Indian Navy. Both take commercial pilot license holders in their domain. Also, you can apply to commercial airlines like SpiceJet, GoAir, Indigo. You can go ahead with government-owned entities like ONGC, NHPC. You can also apply for private entities like Adani, Reliance. You can apply for cargo entities like FedEx. And also you can become instructor at any of the flying academy. Before we move on to the Indian Air Force and give you the complete guideline for the same, I would request you to post your question or a comment below and get an exclusive copy of my latest career guide worth rupees 250 free of cost. Moving to the Indian Air Force, there are 3 opportunities through which you can get into the Indian Air Force flying branch. One is NDA, which is after grade 12. Second is CDS, Combined Defense Services, which is after graduation. And third is AFCAT, which is again after graduation. The procedure for NDA include applying online on the website upsconline.nic.in. Post that, you have to appear for an exam, which is conducted twice a year, which is a pen and paper based exam. And you have to give preference amongst Army, Air Force, Navy, and Naval Academy 10+2 cadet entry scheme, in which you will definitely give Air Force as your first preference. Successful qualification in the exam is followed by assessment at a service selection board. The service selection board is a 2-stage process for ground duty and a 3-stage process for the flying branch. So you have to go for a 3-stage process. Stage 1 will include intelligence test, picture perception and discussion test. Stage 2 will include psychological testing, group testing and interview. Stage 3 will be computerized pilot selection system, which is also known as PABT, that is the Pilot Aptitude Battery Test. After you successfully finish your SSB, you will be asked to go through a medical examination. And once your medical examination is through NDA, then you will spend 3 years at NDA in Khadagbasla, Pune, followed by 1.5 years at the Air Force Academy in Hyderabad in Telangana. The NDA exam include mathematics and general ability, 2 exams, both 2.5 hours. Mathematics will carry 300 marks, general ability will carry 600 marks, and further SSB test and interview will carry another 900 marks. There will be differential marking for every question. Full marks will be given for the right answer, and 1/3 of a mark will be deducted for the incorrect answer. Second, we talk about the procedure for the Combined Defense Services examination. For this, you need to be a graduate in any field, but for flying branch, you need to have gone through 10+2 with maths and physics as compulsory subjects, or if even you are an engineer or have done a BE, BTech or a BSc with physics and mathematics, you are still eligible for flying branch. What you require is go through the exam, which is conducted twice a year, One has to give option amongst Army, Air Force, Navy, and Officers Training Academy, which is part of Army. So here, definitely again, you will give first preference to Indian Air Force. Successful qualification followed by the Service Selection Board. Service Selection Board, same what is there for the NDA. But in this, since you're already a graduate, you will have to straight away spend 1.5 years at the Air Force Academy in Hyderabad to get training for your piloting. The CDS exam include English, general knowledge, and elementary mathematics. All 3 exams will be 2 hours each, 100 marks each. The marking scheme is +1 for the right answer and 0.33 deducted for the incorrect answer. Third procedure is the Air Force Common Admission Test. In this, you have to appear for an online exam. Successful qualification will be followed by the Air Force Selection Board. Air Force Selection Board is the same, which is the SSB, 3-stage process, starting with the intelligence test, picture perception discussion test, moving to the psychological testing, group testing, and interview, and finally going through computerized pilot selection system or pilot aptitude battery test and a medical examination. Here again, if you qualify this, you spend straight 1.5 hours at AF in Hyderabad. The AFCAT exam include a 2-hour exam, 100 questions, 300 marks, followed by the engineering knowledge test, which is a 45 minutes test, 50 questions, 150 marks. Here, every question has got +3 for the right answer and -1 for the incorrect answer. I hope this video gave you complete understanding of how you can become a pilot in India, primarily for both civil aviation as well as the Indian Air Force. If you have any more questions, you can please feel free to connect with my office for career counseling at 76008811. You can connect with me on social media at Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Instagram. My ID is IQUEMOHIT. My website is www.mohitmangal.com. And before I close, please post your question or comment in the comment section below. I'll be happy to share my latest career guide worth ₹250 free of cost with you. Thank you.